impressed me about what he said last night, obviously brought down the House last night, and it's a point that you've raised, Congressman, that far from run away from spending, Democrats now are trying to address its better virtues. What do you make of that approach?
Because a lot of spending or investments, and I do believe that part of what government is all about is keeping us safe and secure. It keeps us secure when we fund our troops to do what needs to be done to keep the country secure. It's about keeping us safe in our streets, in our homes, and that's what police are all about, keeping us safe. And it's also
about keeping taxpayers safe, Congressman. We're $16 trillion in debt. No one mentions it.
Well, the fact of the matter is, whatever we do working under debt, we have to do that. But we cannot do it if everybody is feeling fearful of whether or not the streets are safe to walk on, whether or not their house will catch on fire and nobody will be there to put the fire out. So firemen are important, police are important, and we must take care of our men and women in uniform. All of that is the government. My first job in government was a public school teacher. I enjoyed teaching in the public schools of Charleston, South Carolina, but that's a government job, and if we don't have teachers for our children, we cannot have a
your
good,
point's
solid
well taken, but here's what gets kind of scary to me, and maybe I feel like I'm living in an alternate universe, Congressman, when there's this video that runs in here, government is the only thing that we all belong to. No, it's not.
Well, I don't know who's running that.
That ran in the video that ran in this very room.
Well, it's not the only thing that I belong to. I belong to the human race.
But do you think people are aware in this room that this debt does exist,
sure,
that the numbers have been weakening, that the job growth is subpar, that this recovery, and it's not exclusively Democrats' fault, Republicans contributed as well, but it's like it's not mentioned, like this alternate universe where it doesn't exist.
Well, I think I've heard people mention the debt and the deficit. I'm very concerned about that. I was on the Biden group. I was on the so-called super committee.
I might have missed it, sir. I don't.
Yes, I think I've heard people talk about debt and deficits, and
could have been while I was eating.
Yeah, could have been, could have been, but and maybe I'm just hearing things, but that's what I heard.
But now, what are you going to say? This is your chance to clarify these wrong. Would you bring up that debt? What would you do?
Well, I'm not focused on the debt or deficits right now. I'm focused on our investments in the future. I'm focused on...
What does that say? You're a huge bigwig here. You're a big deal in Congress. And you're saying it's not a priority A on my list.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
Well, you said you're not going to mention the debt.
No. I'm saying that
you are going to mention that.
No, I'm not saying that. I have no idea what I'm going to say if I were to speak tomorrow night. Now that things are